Hello, hello. Welcome to the number one LinkedIn Global Creator Beerathon of all Beerathons. Let's see if we are live. Maybe. There's a couple of things to talk about today, but first, let me see if we are live. Well, anyway, so starting a little different, not with my radio face. There we go. Let's see if we are. Yes. Live. Good. Anyway, today I decided to change things up a little bit because I also have my snack ready today because just to show already. Extra sharp cheddar. Hide my fish still. Olives, original sausage, small batch, some saltines, and of course some beer for Beerathon. So now that everybody's been properly introduced, let's go back to myself and start things off the proper way with one of the most beautiful sounds in the world. Here we go. Back to 16-ounce cans. Of course, I didn't take a picture of this because I needed to open in here. Big, just the way we love it. If you got him, bottoms up. Not this one yet, but bottoms up. Take a little sip, and I can start. Ready to begin. Yep, a little sausage, a little snack, cracker, cheese. And of course, an olive. I should have background music play. I know it's boring watching me, but come on. Get you ready. I'll take some snacks from now on when I refill my beer. And so anyway, welcome. It'll be 3:33 minutes to start. And so here we go. The stream is a little bit slow. I may want to, if it freezes too much, I may want to switch to the phone Wi-Fi. Yeah, let's see, it's pretty crappy. Let's see. Well, I'll watch it, but no, it's freezing up because I guess the hotel Wi-Fi is getting a little busy. So let me switch to my Wi-Fi mobile hotspot. Yeah. Reconnecting, and we're back. So now we're on Wi-Fi. Let's see if that flash improves things. Sorry about getting set up here. While we wait to 20 seconds, I'll have It's a flash. And yeah, seems to be better quality. Cool. So, television. Again, go back to we got beer, we got snacks, we're ready to go. Originally, I was sort of doubtful whether I'm even going to go live. But then, after what I've seen on LinkedIn today, I couldn't help myself. What did I see? I saw about 10 different people. Well, between me and my son, anyway. He's not here. He's got other obligations, important college social obligations. But I've seen about 10 people, 10 people, being my son too. So altogether combined, I don't know how many I've seen. And really deeply, I thought about this, whether I want to expose that BS. But then I said, you know what? What are we going to do? Why are we going to start fights? I mean, let everybody do what they want. Let's just point to the desperation or hypocrisy or satire or sadness, whatever you want to call it, of what they're doing. Anyway, back to the welcome. Here we go. So everybody, somehow it became a new fashion thing where mother now on LinkedIn is number one creator of something. Some people had it, and today it was just an extra concentration. I guess it's Saturday, so people just want to look good, but eyes in North. This is why I call the. This is why the stream is called what it is. Is I'm the number one LinkedIn global creator of Beerathons. Kind of like back in the movie Army of Darkness, where right at the start he's like, you know, you're right now you're the king of Jack shit, and Jack has left town. So yeah, I'm the number one LinkedIn creator on this, on that, female in Florida. Globally, I place number one in Family Matters. I place so I'm like, come on, guys, come on, just can you be original in any other way? Because I think probably some big creator created some AI advice or what do you call it? Not advice, a prompt, and to suggest how to differentiate yourself. And somebody just probably says, "Oh yeah, and then the prompt just did something like, "Oh yeah, you should become the number one in your field." And so people coming up with new fields that they're going to be number one in. Come on, get the hell out of here! Really, show us what you are, not the number one creator on LinkedIn. Everybody's number one creator in some kind of respect. Just depends on how well you define it. So today you're watching the number one LinkedIn Global creator of Beerathon, Saturday. I'm gonna stop eating. So tonight you're watching the number one LinkedIn Global Creators of Beerathons Saturday Night Live Beerathon. So here we are. Here I am. Enjoy me. We're going to be the number one Beerathon show on LinkedIn on Saturday night at 11:45 Eastern Time. And here we go. So I hope you fasten your seatbelts, put your tables in the upright position, and let's take off to the Beerathon. Can life get any more BSy? I mean, come on, people. In a time where AI is being original, using AI means you're original because nobody else uses it. And then I think I've seen this week like what 20, 30, 40 posts about steal my prompt, how to be authentic using ChatGPT on whatever, in your field and you're this. I'm like, people, people, people. Do you really think you're going to be authentic by using this prompt along with the other 50,000 people? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. It's sort of dumb. But hey, each to his own. You want to look dumb, use AI. Don't enhance it, correct it. Don't edit it in any other way. Just do copy and paste, and you'll be all right. As long as you use that big creator's original, authentic prompt. And I actually came up with a word this week. Let's see. No. Yep. Doesn't exist yet. I was the first one to use it. LinkedIn can prove me right. But yeah, it's people using bots to be authentic. And it's like they get this AI to write them a really authentic prompt and blah 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 blah. Just thinking how I would put that on my where can I put that word on the screen? Let's see. I'm sure there's a way. Mirror camera. Names on. No. What do we have? Design. No. I just want to put in no chat. I guess I could put it in chat. Or ticker, yes. Yes, this is my new word. Authenticity. So this is what you are when you are authentic using ChatGPT. There we go. Authenticity. Instead of authenticity, we got authenticity. And when you have 100,000 people being authentic, wow. Let's see. Authenticity, authentic. That's another good one. So here I'm claiming this to be my two new words. Authenticity and authentic. There you go. Just I love creating new words. Being a linguist in my background, my former years, my early childhood, I spoke 3 languages fluently, but now it's only 2, really fluently. Other 5 is better or worse. Actually, I do speak Slovak as well, quite well, so I guess that's 3. Anyway, so I come up with new words because, the world evolves, language evolves, and so now we're evolving and we're creating new languages. So let's all become authentic. So anyway, just sent a hello to my son, and yeah, the #1 LinkedIn global creator. I mean, why do people need to claim this? I guess that just catches interest or something. But people using AI to be authentic, and this just kind of like weird to me. And then people say, well, I've typed 14,000 or 15,000, 20,000 uh, comments on LinkedIn over the past year. I'm like, how do you know? There's no counter. Oh, yes, there is. If you use these tools, oh, you mean the ones that go against community guidelines? Okay. Oh, then you're definitely authentic until the day you get banned. Because all the big creators I've been watching the last couple of weeks is what happened is I forget all the I don't follow it, so I forget all the names, but I did see a bunch of posts how LinkedIn now is eliminating all these AI tools people use to spruce up their profiles, engagement, and everything else. Just they're not legal. They're not legal, as one great politician would do. They're not legal. I'm telling you again, they're not legal. But if you want to get blocked, it's just having a good time. And nobody's live now. Wow. Nobody's watching me. It's just me talking into the camera by myself. Not even myself is watching me. So, because I have the monitoring phone here, but I'm not being watched by my own monitoring. Anyway, so back to my topic of authenticity and using these tools that nobody uses but nobody talks about. It's kind of like the Fight Club. Rule number one of the LinkedIn AI tools use or third-party tools is you don't talk about it until you ask people specific questions. Then they sort of come out with the truth a little bit. And you're like, oh, that's how you did the 14,000 because you just have, you know, you don't spend too much time on LinkedIn because you don't have time. But then you just upload new statistics and stuff because that's not human stuff. It's just being authentic. Authentic is just by supplementing your work with AI stuff. So no, I totally get that. It's completely makes sense. It's awesome, and the fact that you can live with yourself is fine with me, and don't have any problems with that. Hey, listen, each to his own. Join the pod. Luke Matthews just said that not that long ago, is you have only two options: cheat or spend a whole lot of time on LinkedIn. Which one are you going to do? Cheating brings along the danger of being banned. Gee, I never thought I would get banned. Oh, I'm sorry. But then they're like, oh yeah, and everybody talks about authentic, authentic, authentic. That's why I started off on the big creators. Talk about, oh, you got to be authentic on LinkedIn. Then you see their fully automated AI posts with comments that end on a question. How would you leverage the? It was just today. I'm not going to name names. Go to my site and my profile, and you could watch the post. But I'll read it out here. Um, I did create everything you do in life is a sale. And then I got that beautiful comment, which is totally cool. And yeah, somebody really spent a lot of time creating it. Insightful perspective on sales dynamics. How do you balance authenticity with persuasive tactics in your pitches? Well, authenticity is best achieved through using bots to automate and create AI stuff. But I just answer, yeah, just do it, and I put the icon or the emoji of a bot. So, and the guy actually laughed. So yeah, the joke is on me. But the funny thing about these people is, I don't know what this guy has actually, how many he has. What does he have? 2,500 followers. Okay, so anyway, he's not a huge creator, but yeah, I know a lot of huge creators that say, well, authentic, authentic, authentic. And then what they do is then comment on a post. Somebody says, what's next is this LinkedIn just killed access to this tool, this tool, this tool, this tool. And then all of a sudden you see all these big creators when once it touches them, it's like, oh no, it's so unfair. There's going to be such a weakening thing for LinkedIn. You should really think about it before you ban this specific tool that I'm using. I'm not saying I'm using it, but with this tool, LinkedIn would be so much better. Come on, stop. And this is where a lot of people think, like, it goes back to authenticity, and that's what I've been focusing this week in the discussion that I had. As I said, I'm like, listen, you need to build relationships. Well, what are you, scamming people? No, I'm not scamming anybody. I want to sell to everybody on LinkedIn. But first, I want to know, well, like, I'll say it differently. I would love to be able to sell all my products, all my services to everyone on LinkedIn. My problem is I can't work with everybody, only because I wouldn't have the time. But some people I just don't want to work with. And if the gal, reaches out to me and says, this is not something that we like to do, well, tough. If I'm going to be working with you, you're going to listen to me because that's what I'm hired for, is like to create something that you're unable to really do. So don't talk into it. As if you need to be involved, well, do it yourself. Don't even pay me. Just do it yourself. And if you don't get the results you want, hey, told you so. So, it's just leave me alone, people. Leave me alone. And yeah, I mean, I do want to vet people before I work with them. So I try to build a relationship because I think it's ultimately is always what it is you only work with people that you have some kind of relationship. It doesn't have to be. That's why you get a lot of infidelity in in a workspace, but in the workplace. But it doesn't have to be personal, family, doesn't have to be sexual, doesn't have to be, blackmail, doesn't have to be this, that, or the other thing. The only thing that it's got to be is honest. Like, just get to know the person. Like my feelings. I don't want to get political, but just because, like, I only like to work with people that I can have a beer with. Well, yeah, I'm having a beer with 1 billion people right now, so yeah, I can work with everybody. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Problem solved. 20 minutes in. But no, I want to build a relationship. I created a bunch of very good relationships this week. But what are they? Well, I'm just sort of testing the waters. I connect with somebody, a lot of people actually were sending me connection requests because I'm like, it was a strange week overall. I think my son's going to talk about that tomorrow because he was working all week. He got nothing done. But it's got something to do with the nub that just occurred a few days ago, or maybe today. I don't know. I didn't follow it. I just know it was this week, like later on in the week. But maybe tonight. Who knows? I shouldn't be drinking then. But hey, I just don't do that with a full moon. Anyhow, you want to be. You just want to focus on people you want to work with, and you want to build a relationship. So I've got a lot of connections from this week, and we're going to start engaging and talking and discussion. And depending on the comments we leave, and I know they're human. It's not like, well, how would you leverage this? When somebody asks me, like, ends a comment with a question, it's like, shoot, man, that's not good. So, anyway, let me go refill now. So, I'm going to take a 3 minute recess and add a scene. And I'm back. I already cracked open the can so you couldn't hear that. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so connected with people, start building relationships with them. Will I sell them? I don't know. Had a great meeting this Friday. I will name that person. Actually, I still owe him an email of my referrals and jobs I got to do. So that's what I'm going to do now. Anyway, um, and a cracker. Sorry, missed that one. Here's to y'all from Goldsboro, North Carolina, with Pennsylvania and England, the oldest brewery in America. 2 viewers, 1 viewer again. Oh, shoot. Anyway, I had a great meeting today with Shak Palak, who's a life insurance agent in New York Life in Maryland. And yeah, I'm starting to build out that life insurance back again. And so I'm making contacts in that industry as well. So if you're a life insurance agent, reach out to me. I may have some propositions for you that may fit well with you, but I'm going to start and just send in my emails. Let's see if he even gets it, but create an email, go to HubSpot, templates, Zoom call follow-up presentation. Hi, I was really talking to you. I'm looking forward to our future conversation. Blah, blah. Here's my link and everything. Sent. But boom. That's it. That's automation. That's HubSpot. I love it. HubSpot, I love. I myself created HubSpot in 2007, but never had the funding to go deeply into it, and never had my opportunity to sell it to people. But I just started crafting it. I did automate a lot of stuff, but that's outside. I mean, the way I create stuff on LinkedIn is I do have my AI tools to create the basis, and then I finish editing and stuff. But to have initially, I started using an app to cut the time down before I knew what exactly I was doing, how LinkedIn works. So I just tried to build it up. So it was recommended to me, and I started using it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Then actually LinkedIn warned me. He's like, oh, we noticed you're using automation. I'm like, yeah, okay, no problem. So then I just got rid of that tool, and I just do everything manually. It's so much better because you get to know the people, and you have these great meetings and one-on-ones, and that's where that happens. I mean, it's LinkedIn is a networking platform. I'm gonna get rid of this authentic ticker. Chat. There we go. Chat quotes. Design logo. No, it's music. QR codes. Where is that? Come on. Chat notes. Captions. Oh, here's his captions. I could do another one here. Okay. No, I'm not doing it. So I'm gonna close this down. Well, all you gotta do is click on it. Okay, so I'm still the #1 global creator on LinkedIn of Beerathons. Let's just stick to that for now. But where did I end that? Yeah, so I started using these tools, and I'm like, you know what? I got the warning. I'm like, all right, no problem. I can play the game. And yeah, I'd much rather meet the people. I don't give a damn now about like having 30, 40,000 followers and stuff. I'll get to my 10,000 eventually, and I just do it. I just want to do it through my person. I just don't want to do it through a bot because it takes all the fun out of the game. After all, it's social media. You know what social media is about? Social media is about being social. And if you can't be social, don't go on social media and build relationships. And just because I had a one-on-one with, for example, Shock this week, I'm not selling him anything. He asked me, he says, what can you help me with? I said, yeah, well, digital stuff, and I have a whole portfolio of the last 10 years of work that I've done on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and everything else. It's all good. I have that. I'll send it to you. And if you ever need any of those services, yeah, we can talk about price, scope, intent, objective, what you want to get done and stuff. And this is how I got to start offering the LinkedIn profile makeovers. It's relatively cheap. It's not a high ticket price. I mean, $400, $399. It's kind of like, for the amount of time that you spend working on it and stuff, it's not like a high price, and you spend the whole good amount of time on doing it anyway. I don't think you could do more than like 2 a day at best. Unless, again, you use AI, which will make everybody authentic, but you don't, because you got to have a discussion with that person. You got to see how the messaging goes and stuff. But yeah, so the meeting today yesterday went, okay, I have this I have this, this is my portfolio of services, but you know what? How do you get clients? And this is a discussion we got into. Is how do you get clients? Well, you need to open the door, then you need to gain the trust. So that's why you want to start with a slower service, with a slower, a lower price service, and you need to offer it. And once you get in, and once you do a good job, you make sure you network with people who you trust. Again, the trust, and ultimately you do recommend them to the people you know because your businesses will some way complement each other. You don't have to take care of everything for everybody. Just hook up with the right people, and that's what LinkedIn is about, hooking up with the right people. And I told them, I says, listen, when I have try to grab a client and you're in New York life, you're you're sort of tied down with um, compliance. And while you tied down with compliance, you can't sell them other products. You can't, you can't gain the person's trust outside of the portfolio of New York Life. You can't, unless you're misrepresenting. In that case, again, you're out of compliance with New York Life basic rules and stuff. But I says, maybe, maybe you can offer them also my services or some smaller product. Like I'm working right now on getting my license and doing the voluntary benefits, which is great for businesses. It benefits them a lot, but that's besides the point. But says, yeah, if they're not interested in life insurance, maybe you could recommend me to them. I'll go in, I'll show them my presentation, and if that's more enticing, which I think it will be because it's cheap and accessible, and they will buy it and it will help them, then I could ping pong back to you and say, listen, okay, you want the life insurance products? Sure, I could go in and take over everything. But why? Why? I just want to I want to build trust with the business and my referral partner. Because I know next time he's going to go into a business and he's going to have a hard time selling. He says, you know what? I can see life insurance is not the right thing for you right now. The right thing for you would be using these voluntary benefits to improve the employee satisfaction and retention and and save you money in your business. And once that person talks to something like that and gets a benefit from it, if it's not life insurance the first time, it could be this. If it's not that, then either you have another portfolio, something. It's always about solving people's needs or business owners' needs. So if you solve one problem, the other problem, and then slowly you can build that relationship. So are you really scamming people by building a friendship with them just because you want to sell them? No, I don't want to sell to everybody. I just want to sell to certain people. But I want to use those people to get to other people where I can just also then use these people to to present them to my people. So it's kind of like, who's scamming who here? Everybody's making money. Three different groups of people, or ABC group, clients, referral partners, and me are making money. But just because I want to build that relationship doesn't mean I need to sell them anything afterwards. Or if they buy something at the end, says, "All right, listen, you helped that guy. It made my business some money. Let's see how we can fit it within compliance of my business, and and then we can work on it." But that's down the road. That's only when you trust each other and you have been exchanging business contacts for a while. And so I don't understand. Like people are like, well, I just rather send cold DMs. Okay, but how's that going to help your business? Well, it's going to make the money right now. And 10 years from now, you're still going to be sending cold DMs to the new people that are 18, etc., and starting businesses. So that's that business is your business is going to be basically sending business new people that come up with some business. So no, I just want to build a network, and that's what I'm teaching my son now. That's what I'm doing now myself. We're building networks. We're talking to people. We're making friends, and then with friends, hopefully, we'll be making money. Hopefully. And if not, beer is always good. That's how it is. So the number one creator, it's always good. Yeah, this annoys me. I'm not saying I have the sales navigator. That's another thing I want to talk about. I was just like trying out Sales Navigator. I could see some potential in a lot of these things. That's fine, but it still sends me this lead despite me blocking that person actually because it was just getting spammed by a lot of things. But it's still they're still stuck in the Sales Navigator, and I'm just still seeing their posts, and I'm like, why? You know. But I tried Sales Navigator and the premium feature for to get to try the sort of Fivers type of thing, where you get those businesses when you get the offers and stuff. What a load of crap that is. Sorry, I'm gonna have another cracker. Oh, let me tell you, the the job offers or the request for services that LinkedIn offers, well, some of them are straight out scams. Where it's like, well, we're looking for services, but we're offering these services, so if you want to buy them from us, and then I don't even know where to find it now, but maybe something in notifications, or they stopped sending them to me because I didn't react to them. Oh, here, a new social media marketing client project request is available in Mandini region, Eswatini. Okay, great. What do you need? I need Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. What are the goals for your project? Drive purchases on my website, increase user engagement, other. Check any of the following areas that you'll also need help with: copywriting and targeting. If you are a business, what is the size of your business? Individual. What is the scope of this project? Ongoing. When do you need this project completed by? This week. I need an ongoing project completed this week. Okay. And now it says, now you're going to submit proposal. The hell am I going to do submit a proposal for? For Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube? Okay, give me 10 grand a month. Well, I'll take care of everything for you. You're going to have perfect YouTube, you have perfect Twitter and Facebook. You're asking me on LinkedIn as well. And this dude has actually a diploma at Oxford Business Institute and Eswatini, whatever Eswatini is. Manzini region, Eswatini. And what he does is experienced sales marketing executive with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry, skilled in negotiation, sales management stuff. So what does he want? How do I get that? Diplomat distributors. That's what that company is. Let me see where this Eswatini thing is. I've never heard that actually. Wow. But I'm sure it's going to be a zone someplace in it's Swaziland. That's what it is. Kingdom of Swaziland, Eswatini. Okay. The attractive capital of Eswatini with hotels, shopping centers, and traditional. So, yes, I'm going to go to Swaziland and offer them, if he sends me 10 grand a month, I'll take care of all 3 channels for him nonstop and 24 hours a day. So, that's all good. But how do you, such a non-specific job request, and how do you do that? So, I answered a few, and true, out of about 10 that I answered to, I did get one that said no, one reply, and she did like one of my posts. So, okay. But that's like, I go through the list because I have it here, but requests. Yeah. Vishaka Ramgirwar, and he doesn't even have a profile picture. The guy I called, actually, Brooks, I'm not going to go into that, but might be an honest one, but what is it? Ads, email, print, cards, what stage of design you're in. I need a revision done to existing designs. What is the scope of this project? Ongoing, other. Check anything else you need. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so it might be an honest one, but let me tell you, there are a lot of people that send this Haptamu Tadese, social media marketing. No damn lucky pay. Haptamu Tadese. 15,000 followers from Ethiopia. And he's got Lucky Pay. So I don't know. What are you gonna really write to that person? Submit a proposal. Facebook, Twitter, you don't know. Um, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. What is your goals for your project? Increase user engagement. Like, yeah, who doesn't need to increase user engagement? Check any of the following areas that you also need help with targeting. If you are a business, what is the size of your business? Less than 10 employees. The scope of this project? Ongoing. When do you need this project completed by? Within the next month. Now submit a proposal for that. Well, again, send me $10,000 a month from Addis Ababa, and yeah, we can talk. Come on, man, LinkedIn, just stop being so ridiculous. So yeah, this is why I tried it. This is what I wanted to do, and this is what I got. Good for me. So I am not renewing my premium because the only other thing that premium is good for is really having a slideshow as your banner. I tried to do that for my son now, and yeah, he couldn't apply all of those because he only has one. I could do a banner until April 4th. I could do a not banner, the slider banner, but slides banner, but couldn't kill us anyhow. So this is my beef with that. You like, you don't like, don't know, don't care, and I'm not using it. But if you think that's a good way to contact people, great. If LinkedIn thinks that, great. I don't. Not so great. I'm not paying whatever $70, $80 to get a bunch of these generic requests that are probably not even like looking to pay anybody for that because the biggest obstacle is money always. Because once you start talking about money, you're going to lose a lot of people. As long as you give advice for free, people will be hanging around. As soon as you say, well, you're going to pay me, mm, people seem to disappear, sort of start ghosting things. But anyway, we're up to 42nd minute, so good. That's almost time for beer. I try to pace myself to do it in like 20, 25 minutes of beer. So that means I'm taking 3, 4 minute breaks once an hour. No, twice an hour, 3 times if it fits within the 60 minutes. But if you go past the 20, so it's twice an hour to take a break. You break the hour into 3 segments, aka 3 beers. And time seems to be flowing very nicely with this. So, how do you like them apples in Greensboro, North Carolina? Well, I've been here for 2 weeks now, and I hate to say this, but I like Greensboro better than Raleigh. Everything is sort of better organized. The streets and roads are nicer. Like not the surface, but like I look at the design of the city on the map, and Greensboro is well organized because it's got a lot of highways going through the city. It's kind of like a circle. It's a ring road around, of course, and then there's like into an X. There are highways going to the center to the downtown. But overall, even the downtown is like looks more like a downtown than Raleigh's downtown. Raleigh downtown is strange, although Raleigh's now investing a lot of money into their South Raleigh area region, and there's going to be a lot of restructuring there. It's a huge, huge project. But Greensboro is like sort of Raleigh has what 700,000 people or something. Greensboro has 300,000 people. But to me, that city feels more human, more friendly. Or Raleigh's sort of just I think mismanaged it to an extent. I mean it's a capital, so there's always some issues in capitals. New York does not have Albany's not the greatest city in the world either, and let's not even talk about DC. Washington DC is completely out of whack. Been there, done that, seen it a couple of times, and I'm like, Washington's got some issues to work out, and that's not even talking politically. It's just the whole city, just overall. It's just, I mean, it is influenced by politics a lot. You have a lot of conventions and big hotels and stuff. But yeah, there's also a lot of traffic and housing. And here in Greensboro is the city's like cool and chill. It's like no stress, and only got into one argument with a person here, sort of, or just got harassed by somebody. But other than that, most people just like really cool. And out of 300,000 people, of course I have to run into that one idiot. And I'm sure there's going to be more among the 300,000. Is always a percentage of that, but no, overall it's a very cool city. I'm surprised at how good the hotel is. It was by its grade, and I mentioned that last week too. It was like by the grade that it's getting, the score on, I think the Super 8 is like really crappy, 2.9. I'm like, you guys don't deserve that. Everybody knows you're not a Hilton, so of course you can. You don't want to be expecting to have you um, towels changed every hour, and having all the premium channels on TV, and having a big buffet breakfast and stuff. I mean, paying like $65 a night. So, and I still get some juice and muffins and a toast in the morning. So, like, yeah, like I was at the La Quinta. It was a nice hotel too, down in South Point, Durham. But I'm like, it's $20 more a night. And yeah, you get that nice breakfast. You get the eggs, you get the sausage, you get, it's a lot nicer breakfast. But that's the whole thing. It's $20 more. So of course they can afford to do a little bit more for you. But so people that have the different ratings and stuff, and they come into Super 8s and they're expecting a Hilton type service, and they're like, well, I'll give them 1 star because it's really horrible. Yes, yes, it is horrible compared to a Hilton. That's $200 versus 65. You always got to look at hotels in the, you know, price to performance ratio. And price to performance is Super 8 is awesome, awesome. The La Quinta is excellent as well over in Raleigh, Durham, but South Point. But yeah, I mean, price wise, if you're looking to save money and if you're out all day, like I'm like, well, Saturday I was at the computer most of the time, but still, I don't need amenities. I'm not gonna go to the pool 3 times a day and stuff like that. So, mm, beer crackers, very good. And so it begins. See the HubSpot. Mm, and what are we gonna do tomorrow? I don't know. I'm thinking whether I should create a Sunday's deep thought post. I have something ready, but I'm not sure if I'll have the time to create it. But that's the whole point is sort of on LinkedIn, you create when you can. People are like, well, I'm going to post 3 times a day. How do you find the time? Well, I'll use this AI tool. Oh, so you don't post 3 times a day. You just do that. So, okay, no problem. Being authentic, right? Yeah, cool. Just then everything makes sense. And these people that have this massive growth, when they grow from 0 to 10,000 in 1 month, how many of those people do you know? And how many people do you hang out with? How many people did you meet? And how many of them are actually humans, not just bots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, yeah, I'll go through another one that I received the other day. Actually, that was in my seminar, my webinar that I had on Friday. I'm not gonna be showing screens. I'm not gonna be naming names because just this is my LinkedIn experience in life this week is, and this came to me at 10:52 a.m. and I started at 10:30. I started my webinar on Friday, and this dude has a wonderful AI generated profile picture, no banner, 250 followers, sends me a message in the middle of my webinar. Hey, Carell, sorry for the random message. I just wanted to see if we could partner up. I've got a system I'm using that's helping me send 4,650 LinkedIn DMs. It's a small cap, so it's DMS every month, and I wanted to see if we could test it for your company. No question mark there. Can I call you in 10 minutes? This was Friday at 10:52 a.m. So today, or Saturday at 3:23 p.m., I says, yeah, right. With a bot emoji. Make it 15. I'll be sure not to pick up the phone. Never read the message. I don't know who he is. I don't know what happened. Couldn't care less. But that's DMs. That's what you get when you send DMs to try propose. And I'm sure he's gonna send 4,000 of them a month. And I'm sure he's gonna sell his BS product for massive growth at least 5 or 10 times in that month. And that's all he needs. He's probably living in his parents' home, basement, watching porn on his night off. Otherwise, busy with sending these stupid DMs. And yes, this guy. Well, when I'm gonna have a campaign, like when I'm gonna set aside 10,000 to run a digital marketing campaign, that's the guy I want on my team. I mean, I think every CEO's got to say that. You got to admit it to yourself. That's the guy you want. This is it. Come on, stop being fucking ridiculous. That's all I can say. But yeah, I got a message also. It's been a pleasure getting to know you through LinkedIn, and I look forward to connecting with you and learning from you. Daisy Spule. She has no profile, and when you click on the LinkedIn member thing, and you can't even click on it anymore, she disappeared. So those are the things I'm getting. I got Tamara Smith. I didn't answer to yet, but okay, we'll see. Creative agencies end the feast of famine cycle. Yeah, that's the best one too. So didn't answer to that. And I love this one. I'm not gonna say the name, but this dude's like, "Hey, Carell, good to connect. Are you looking to lose weight and improve your health, or do you have another goal?" Yeah, not to get stupid messages. Hey, man, not a great way to pitch. Pretty offensive to some. By the way, I'm 50 plus and I take no pills other than beer pills, sleeping pills, aka beer. Not that it is any of your business, though. Like, how does he know what kind of health I have? How does he? Those are the cold DM. I'm literally allergic to these things. I start sneezing and coughing when somebody sends me a message, dumbass message like that. Just come on, man. Come on, man. Be real. Be human. Hey, Carell, let me see. Just build a relationship. This is not building a relationship. This is just offending people. I don't get offended, but not often. But you know, I did get offended by a couple of times. But and then yeah, then you got people like Bentley that we connected with, and I'm sure we're gonna do some one-on-one soon. And then the guy Israel I met like 10 days ago. I didn't send him but I didn't send him a scheduling link yet. This was a pretty tough week this week, but you know, but that's all I want. I want 5 to 10 new people coming in every week, allowing me to make a decision whether I want to build it further or not. And I'm just looking through LinkedIn, looking for these sort of diamonds in the rough, people I can actually potentially work with or even coincide with. This is like, I guess and I teach that to my son as well, is if you're 20 something, you do want to meet as many people as you can. When you're 50 something, you get picky. You get picky about who you really want to work with. Because if you've traveled 20 something countries like I did and speak a bunch of languages, met the presidents, met the movie stars, you're like, maybe not everybody's made out, whatever they say they're made out to be, and that I just don't really need to meet them. So, there's stories that I know from friends that were cooking and baking for Bruce Willis when he was in Prague for 3 months. There is, Sean Connery was there making a movie, so my friends were cooking for that team of experts and got to meet him in person. So I got the inside stories in a lot of these things. In my years of a lot of drinking, I got into a lot of cabs, not just one, multiple. At like 4 o'clock in the morning, that people were like, man, I just dropped off Yager at home a little while ago. Man, let me tell you the stories and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got to learn the stories. I was taking a cab an hour after Yager. So cool. So I knew what he was doing that night. He told me the stories. They drive him a lot and what he's doing at night. And I'm not gonna disclose all that stuff, but it's like just that's what I mean. Like when you get to 50, there's certain things you just don't need in your life, and it's like kind of like, hey, listen, I'm gonna keep my own life to myself, and I know what I know, and I know who I can help, and I know how I can't help, and I know who I'm going to enjoy helping, and I know who I'm not going to enjoy helping. And if I don't enjoy helping you, there's really no point of us talking even. So if you can't have a beer with me and talk about BS, that's part of the game for me. So, and I proclaim another refill break. 5 minute countdown. I'll be back in 3. Little spill. Little spill. It's all good. It's all you got napkins and stuff. Good to go. Gotta get a napkin. Here, loosened up, so now it's going back again, which I didn't expect. Anyhow, yes, and here we go. I'm back. Lost the beer head by the time I got back, but anyway, still good beer. Extra sharp cheddar, white. I don't like that much, but hey, with beer, it's good. I'm just gonna have this plain one now, just to try. Keep mixing it with beer and olives and mustard. Hmm. It's good. It's Walmart extra sharp cheddar. So, hmm, it's good. It's a fair cheese. For example, I told my son, I was like, I don't understand how you like that combination of, mm, what do you call it? The Colby Jack and something. I forget what the other one is. I'm like, those are cheeses with no taste. So if you want to have a cheese with taste, you go at least for the extra sharp cheddar from Walmart because you gotta get a hinted taste in that one. But otherwise, if you want a good cheese, I was like I said, one of the best cheeses I ever had as far as cheddar goes, anyway, is yellow Australian. Somebody brought that big wheel in from Australia and stuff. I guess they were importing this stuff, and it was one of the squash tournaments. And yeah, just put the big wheel and just take a knife and just sliced off a piece. That was amazing cheese. I mean, that was really aged well. Like that cheese was a regular, ordinary, high quality cheese, and it was sharper than this extra sharp white cheddar from Walmart. Let's put it that way. It had a distinct taste to it. So yeah, I'm a cheese expert as well. No, I'm just an overall food expert. Not even analytically. I love cooking, but I like consuming, and I can eat anything. However, I can differentiate. I have taste buds. That's the one thing that I have is taste buds. I could ignore them, or I can really indulge if it's something good. But you need to eat. You just need to eat. When you want to really enjoy something, I know what to pick. And my son was like, "How do you know about this cheese and stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, my favorite cheeses are blue cheeses, and I would say out of all cheeses in the world would be a few. One is the Paški sir, which is basically Parmesan, but from Croatia, the island of Pug. The other one would be um, blue cheese, um, the blue moldy cheese and stuff. And just in that department of those cheeses, it's got to be soft and it's got to be like deep blue. Can't be green. If it's green, it's generally not that good of a cheese. But that's why it's called blue cheese because sometimes the fermentation, the fungi, the mold turns green, and when it's green, the mold, it's not such a heavy taste. So it's a very weakened. I mean, it's good. It's salty and stuff because salt is added to it and whatever. It's good cheese, but the really good ones, they're very soft like butter, and they are very blue, deep blue to almost greenish, but a deep blue. But the cheap cheeses, they got like this bluish, greenish kind of light stuff, and they're good with butter, fresh bread, which I make myself at home. Yeah, you could do that with a beer. And so that would be the blue cheeses. That would be um, the cheddars, parmesan, which is the pashki sear, which Subjantial Praha made in at the Alna Pug, and it's Mandre, the city. It's got like 200 people living in it, but maybe not more. I didn't check Mandre lately, but pashki sear on Mandre is good. And then, of course, the Czech cheese, which is the stinky cheese. That's awesome. Olomoucké tvarušky. Now, when you make that cheese and you mix it with beer and onions and some garlic even and peppers, kind of like a steak tartare, you make it and you blend it in. And yeah, we often made it with when you sit in a restaurant, it's a popular dish in Czech Republic anyway. Those are really it really stinks. It's a cheese that really stinks. It's a ripe cheese, but it really stinks. And yeah, you just mix it with a little bit of beer, a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, paprika, and onions, and yeah, you mix it up, and you have to like really. It's kind of like a ritual almost, because you're like sitting there at the table, just mixing it up. You put it on a toast or just regular bread. It is awesome with beer. But anyway, so that's the Czech cheese, and then of course I like my soft cheeses, camemberts. Those are good. That's one that I got last time from my son. He was surprised. He was like, "How do you know so much about these cheeses?" I'm like, "I was alive before you, and I got to learn a lot of shit. Traveled the world and met with a lot of important people and had a lot of fun dinners. And yes, I learned about a lot about cheeses, bakery, cooking, Michelin stars, and everything because it's just fun and beer making." And next Sunday, oh, I was drinking the beer, so now I'm out of focus. Because the camera likes to glare. Now, focus me back. Thank you, camera. Thank you. You don't have those hand gestures, so it's good. And next weekend, I'm expecting here in Greensboro. I'm looking forward to it, and I didn't get my ticket yet, but I'm sure I'll get one next weekend. It's like $50 a ticket for now, and it's Kill Switch Engage, a band I don't know much about. I started listening to them this week. I know it's a cool band from the '90s. I've kind of been aware of them, just haven't never gotten into them that much. It's sort of something between industrial, death metal, Evanescence kind of deal, but a little bit more heavier. And they're going to be in Kill Switch Engage Greensboro. And who are the other bands that are playing with them? July 27th, March 30th, April 1st. April, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Corbin, Grand Rapids, Greensboro, April 6th on Sunday. Let's see what they're gonna just give me tickets, or am I gonna see the lineup and stuff? Yeah, Joe, 2 tickets, 55 each. You'll be seated together. I just need one ticket. What's it gonna do for one ticket? Let's see. I want the general admission. I don't like the days of going to concerts in VIP are over, and I'm like, just don't give a damn. So let's see. Access to event grounds. One ticket can resist, protect anything. They have a lineup of 3 other bands that were playing with them. I think 2 or 3. Formed in 1999 in Westfield, Massachusetts, after the disbanding of the 2 bands Overcast and Aftershock. In 1998, when Overcast split, the Antonio surged this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just from StubHub. I think StubHub. First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro Complex. Went to see Iron Maiden there. Now I'm going to go see Killswitch Engage next Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Hopefully. But yeah, so far so good. But let's see. Killswitch Engage tour. I don't want the tickets. I just want to see the tour. Tickets on sale. I don't want tickets. I want to see who's touring with them. I know that on of their official page, StubHub, Wikipedia. Georgia Strait. Here we go. Kublai Khan, TX, Fit for King, and Frozen Soul. Yeah, that's what they're doing now. Is these 4 bands, and they're pretty cool. Let me see. I could probably share this screen because it's outside of LinkedIn. It's just showing a human side, not just my AI bot side. Share the screen. Killswitch Engage, and there we go. So, yep. That's who's come to Greensboro, North Carolina. 3 times Grammy-nominated hard rock heavyweights and platinum-selling band Killswitch Engage. Jesse Leach, vocals, Dutkiewicz, Strotzel, Mike D'Antonio, Joseph. Fresh off the 25th anniversary performance headlining the wanted New England Metal and Hardcore Fest last month. The tour features support from Kublai Khan, TX, Fit for King, and Frozen Soul, and kicks off on March 5th in Nashville and runs through April 12th in Portland, Maine. Special blabbermouth.net pre-sale will begin October 30th. Blah, blah, blah. It's like I'm old. Yeah, it's from October 29, 2024. But yeah. March 6th, April 6th, Greensboro, North Carolina. There we go. So, yeah. About celebrates 25th anniversary with this issue. In a new exclusive interview, the band members tell the story of Killswitch Engage in their own words. This Enterprise Deluxe magazine is thicker than a standard issue of Revolver. Antonio, 2 special collectors and stuff. So basically, what I do is before I go to concerts, is I do for about a week or so. I just listen to that music. You enjoy the concert a lot more. Especially with this band, which I don't know too much of their music. I'm looking to explore that. And exactly here. Blah, 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 blah. The band's total streams are nearing 3 billion to date, while they've remained consummate road warrior who sold out countless headlines tours, have shared stages with everyone from Iron Maiden, which is my sort of soul band, to Slipknot, to Slayer, to My Chemical Romance, to Mastodon, Parkway Drive, which is a testament to their ability to cross genres and appeal to all fans of hard rock. Killswitch Engage have remained a feature attraction at every major North American and European festival through the years, and celebrating an astonishing 25-year career as one of the most vital and genre-defining bands of the OOs, and continues its incredible legacy. So I'm sort of looking forward to this. Like I said, not the biggest fan of Killswitch Engage, but I do love going to concerts. And this one seems like a good one because I have not been to since Iron Maiden here, and it's like Killswitch Engage is like a level up from Iron Maiden, so it's not really, it's not the same level as Iron Maiden. It's a little bit above, a little bit more crazy. And just a question, I mean, what is What's your favorite concert? I mean, well, going to concerts is one of my big hobbies. Go to music. Last summer it was a while again, but with my son, the only person I've been to concerts with over the last couple of years was with my son, and I took him to Iron Maiden concert, which was a little bit of a surprise to him. And then last summer we went to Brett Michaels concert in Gibson, Illinois, which you know, Brett Michaels is the chief, I guess you could say, of Poison, the '80s hair band, hair metal band, and it was a really good concert in Gibson City, middle of the cornfield, nobody around, really good concert. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, in my lifetime, I've spent times in concerts and shows, and a lot of times in the VIPs from bands little known like Scorn or um, Insect, the I think Belgian band, one man, two man show. It was a project to concerts of Swamp Terrorist to the more popular and known Depeche Mode. It's actually a band that is, along with Iron Maiden, sort of my personality defining band. Got to meet them in person too, and and yeah, I got to meet them at Rados FX with my good friend Christian was a fairly good acquaintance or friends of the guy that was producing it, which was I forget about the label now, which one that was. It wasn't Monitor, it was something else. Anyway, so they were in Prague, so we got to meet them. Beer's gone because of this relationship in the music business. I literally Depeche Mode, although my childhood is Iron Maiden, but Depeche Mode followed right in, tied right into it somehow. And I'm not like a specific one style of music guy. I like quality. I like authenticity, not authenticity, because today's music is more authenticity than authenticity. I don't think there's been a new style of music invented in over a decade. Some of them are just offshoots off of old stuff. And me and my friends used to say, and I still say, that music died basically in 2000, and today is all samples of old music and just sort of reinventing, upgrading, and detailing. But anyway, to get to the music part is I'm I'm sort of you know Iron Maiden guy with Depeche Mode being right there up there with them. Also REM and The Cure, Robert Smith, all people that I've seen. And while I have not seen Iron Maiden live in until like 1998, well, I was in New York and they played in Brooklyn one time. I missed them and they were playing under the name Charlotte the Harlot in like '87 or '88 or something like that, late '80s. And they played a small club, Iron Maiden, which was a band that sold out in Rio de Janeiro. And when they came to Brooklyn and they played under the name Charlotte the Harlot, it was '88 or '89, something like that, and late '80s. And so I missed that. I didn't know and wasn't connected enough. But I listened to that music a lot. And along with that, I listened to Depeche Mode. But then I came to Czech Republic and I had a friend that was sort of in close proximity to them, to Depeche Mode. As I got to meet them, not that we were like the best of friends or something. I think I know people that would just say, "Oh yeah, we're just hanging out with the best." No, 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 we're friends. No, no, but we did meet. We run into each other. And my other friend was actually that was when I was in America and they were in Europe for the first time in Czech Republic. He was actually a tour guide for them. He was Pavel Sedlin, but he was a tour guide for Depeche Mode when I think it was their first concert, like '86 or '88 or something. But I wasn't, like I said, again, I was in New York. But then throughout the '90s, I went to see from the '90s. Then I came to Czech Republic in '93, and I've gotten to see a lot of the bands. But I got to see Depeche Mode about I think 6 times in my life. The last time I saw them was in Brooklyn in 2018, 19, still with Andy Fletcher, and got to see them at the in Brooklyn, the arena in Brooklyn, and before then it was in Atlantic City, and before that was in numerous venues in Prague, 3 or 4. I think I've seen. I thought I saw them 6 times. Well, one was the David Gann um, single tour when he split up for a while to do his own single project. But I think that's the band that I've seen the most. Iron Maiden I've seen 2 times. REM I've seen twice as well. Once in Slavia Prague Stadium. Slavia Prague. But anyway, that's a different story. But saw REM there, and then I saw them in Madison Square Garden. Saw The Cure in Prague, Sparta Prague Arena, and then those are like the biggest bands, and so it's Iron Maiden. This, but to this day, and that's my point, I did see ZZ Top in New Jersey in 2013 or something. I mean, I'm a frequent concert goer, and everybody who came through Prague, I did see Deep Purple there with Ozzy Osbourne, also in Slavia Prague Stadium. Um, I was the official radio and press translator for. I forget the name now. Anyway, but it'll come back to me. But I did do some heavy metal band, and I'm just forgetting the name now. It's been years and years. Overkill. It was. I forget. Anyway, like I said, I got in on TV. I got into this, and but the number one concert ever. There's actually two. I must say they're pretty closely related. Although again, different genres completely, but and different reasons for loving them. But one was the 1993 concert in Brno by Metallica on tour, which was headlined by Metallica, of course. And the bands that came before them, warm up bands, were The Cult and Suicidal Tendencies. What a concert that was! I'm telling you that it was in 1993, and it completely blew my mind and changed my. Uh, I always liked sort of some things from Metallica, but that's where they won me over. That concert right there, because it was the most amazing, powerful sounding and everything concert like of all time. I mean, I think nothing ever surpassed that. An awesome concert by Iron Maiden in Greensboro Coliseum was excellent. And I told my son, I said, basically, you're gonna have a hard time seeing a better concert than Iron Maiden in Greensboro. And I only seen a few, but one of them was Metallica in '93 in Prague, Edinburgh, which was just amazing. And sorry for the interruption, but I gotta go get a refill now and tell you more about it after the break. about the extension of the allotted 3 minutes I give myself. Time flies, especially when you're having fun and talk about music. The love of my life outside of Sparta. So, back to business. Cheers. So, back to the Metallica concert. Besides the cult, suicidal tendencies, and Metallica performing an awesome concert with an awesome bass solo, it was 60,000 people in a huge Brno stadium, which now is Lujanka, I believe, and it's not really existent. It's not functional. They ceased to use it and stuff. And last time it was some videos, grass. They're trying to rejuvenate it. I don't think they're going to do a good job on it. So haven't been able to decide on how to do it and stuff. So we slept over in some kind of a student dormitory. Got there the day of the concert. It was hard getting in because a lot of fake tickets. We got in. So concert started. We had tickets like up above, completely, in the grandstands, someplace up top, under the roof. That there was no roof, but it was just a huge stadium. So we're just looking down on the, ground. And as the concert progresses, I'm like, no, I just want to be downstairs in the pit, basically. And so the concert progressed. We went down into the pit, and then they had awesome things, and concert people, everybody's partying, cool, and this great stuff. I was 20 years old, so had a good time. A lot of beers, a lot of alcohol. Drinking age is 18, so in Czech Republic you're good. And then the most amazing end. Like I said, we went. I listened to. I forget it was Cult was the starting band, so sort of listened to that from the stands. Went down for Suicidal Tendencies, and we stayed for the entire Metallica. The light show was amazing. It was the X album, and it was powerful because they played Master of Puppets and all that. And then the concert was over. You always put a couple of encores and stuff. And the concert was over, and I said, "It's not over yet. It's not over." And you have 60,000 people stadium, and the stage shut down. The first time encore was great. Second one, the encore was like the stage shut down for the second time. Lights off. It was dark. The dudes gave it a lot of time, and I can tell you that it was a lot of time. It was more than anybody can handle. And then you turn around from the stage and you see all these people leaving the stadium. You have those stands, and then you have those streams of people going through the aisles, because you have to get from top to the bottom. There was no bottom entrance. It was just you have to, in order to exit the stadium, because the ground of the stadium was below the street level. So you had to go up. So you're looking around in the stadium, in the stands, and you see these streams and streams of people coming up the stairs to get to the exits. So I think when concert was in full swing, it was like 60,000 people there. But I think by the end of Metallica, maybe good 10, 15,000 people already made their way out of the stadium, especially with the during the first encore and the second. People try to get over early, whatever. I don't leave any place until they close or they throw me out. And even I turned around and I said, "All right, let's start heading for the exits." After like 3 or 4 minutes of like a break, and I was like, they may not be coming back. So I made it about between the stage and the halfway from that, but to the edge of the the stands, about halfway. And all of a sudden, it's like the big X lights up. It's like action lights, and the music started. So like, and then you see everybody turning around from the stands, walking back and listening to the encore. I was like, okay, they got me even fooled, and I made it whatever, halfway out of the grass floor because it was a soccer stadium. So halfway from the pitch from the stadium to the exits, and caught me by surprise as well. But that was an amazing concert. It was the sound was awesome. Metallica was awesome in their prime, basically 1993. So yeah, it was. That was an experience, and then the fact is that I told everyone, I was like, "It's not over. It's not over." So then I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe." And I was like, "No, it's not." See, that was the ending effect that just made like the whole concert was awesome, but like I said, from the cult to the suicidal tendencies to Metallica, awesome. But the end just put a little cherry on top of the cake. I was like, holy shit. They chased half the people off the stadium, and then they put an encore accent, the song um, Sandman. So that was that encore, Enter Sandman. So it was holy shit. And the next best concert, from a different perspective, not because it was 60,000 people in there, not because it was Metallica with the best of and stuff. The second best concert ever in my life was Kraftwerk. Kraftwerk, Kraftwerk was a German band. It was one of the first electronic bands ever to make sort of dance music type stuff. I'm not sure if dance, I guess you could call it as well. EBM, like electronic body music. But it wasn't so hard. It was sort of, I call it electronic dance music, EDM, but it was electronic back in the 70s. And that still sounds to this day very well. But I was at the Lucerna Bar, which is a huge venue in downtown Prague, a closed venue for like I don't know what 2,000 people. So we actually rented it for some of the webinars, seminars that we had back in the day. I had it rented, so it was like 3 levels. I knew the whole place, and I knew all the owners there and stuff. And it was a Kraftwerk. There was a concert there they had, and I went to see them. And this beat even Metallica on certain levels, but not because Metallica underperformed, but because just the settings were different. And I never heard in my life before or after such perfect sound um, sound setup. It was crystal laser clear music and sound, and the concert was set and um, sort of was built on that. Was I mean, Kraftwerk were always experimenting with different sounds, but the way they worked with this sound setup and that it was just, I mean, you couldn't believe how high quality sound that was. I mean, I never heard anything clearer than that. I mean, it was the clearest sound ever. So that was like, and I love their music. I love their play with different sounds and electronic samples and stuff. But that was a best sounding concert ever. And then of course right there behind these two, which are sort of on the same level but from a different perspective, of course the Greensboro concert of Iron Maiden. I heard Iron Maiden the first time I heard them. Surprisingly, I never made time for them, and they passed me by a couple of times before that, but I never did make time for them. But that was in Prague in the I forget what the name of the event was, but it was part of a larger event. and it was in Prague, and it was. I mean, they had a great concert, and I loved it. It was the first time I saw it. Got drunk, woke up at somebody's house and stuff, and then we had you know, make sure that my accompaniment got home properly. So I woke up in that apartment. I didn't even know what the hell I was because after the concert, you go to the after show. I'm like, shoot, I'm on the other side of Prague now, so let me get back home. And so kind of hung out and I was like, yeah, I gotta get back home now. And then that was the night before actually, but and then I was like, oh, yeah, I went to that concert and stuff. But it was a great concert. First time I heard Iron Maiden live, and then the next time was with my son here in the U.S. in Greensboro, North Carolina, city where I'm at now, and the city where I'm planning on going to see next Sunday night, Kill Switch Engage. I just love that kind of music. I mean, I love all sorts of music, but sometimes I'm in the mood for hardcore kind of guitar, death, heavy metal stuff, and sometimes I'm just in the mood for house music, where it's just sort of singing, sort of beats, sort of chill out. You know, there's a lot of country songs I like, a lot of so as long as the music's good, it's the only thing I care about. How do I know it's good music? When somebody creates it from the heart. That's the only way you can do it. And we always dealt with a lot of artists, and we knew exactly which artist was doing it for the money, and which artist was doing it because they love the music. Usually, the ones that do it for the love of the music are very broke. Only very few made it the way to the top without going all broke. That's the way the music rolls. Yeah, those are the best concerts. The Cure in Prague Stadium, Sparta Prague Stadium in the hockey arena was great. The scooter concerts, dance concerts, all great music, but these are the most notable concerts. Otherwise, I used to get a lot of tickets for free. Got to see the Prodigy, for example. They actually picked my friend to be their show opener. He says, no, because it was a whole performance, a 4 or 5 hour show, you know, so 2 hours prep and warm ups, and then the intro DJ that warms up the stage for um, for them. And so Prodigy said, no, we want DJ Christian to open up for us in Prague. We want him to be the last in the lineup before us. And so went to that concert. My friend opened up for them. He played the music "Cherry Moon" by House to House song. It was one of the opening songs for the Prodigy. Then Prodigy came up and it was awesome. Getting out of the small arena built for about 2,000 people was a challenge. Nobody got killed, but it was pretty tight space. So then we went to the after party in Rados FX. Hung out with the Prodigy, drank some more. It was cool. Everything was cool. Now that's the '90s basically, boy. Just party, 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 and party, and go to a concert and then party. Yeah. Today, there's a lot of concerts that are available, but I just think that a lot of that is disappearing in the younger generations, and I think it's a shame Because I'm like, my son's like, well, they all listen to it on Spotify. I'm like, yeah, well, Spotify is sort of like the AI of LinkedIn. It's just kind of takes the personality out of it. So just finished my platter here. I'm down to only beer. And I'll have one more and I think I'll wrap it up. See if my son shows up. I got 2 viewers. Maybe he's watching now. Who knows? But yeah, the amount of concerts I've seen and the amount of music and people from the music industry I've met, Jamiroquai, bunch of concerts, bunch of people. My son's always laughing at me. He's like, "Oh, you met Dr. Alban?" I was like, "Yeah, because he was at the VIP at the Hubert Batan EMG Toko mega dance party in Prague, which was the first time in 93, 94, something like that. Like 6, 7,000 people. You had all those guys like Ace of Base and CNC Music Factory and the other ones. Yes, I got to meet all of them in person because I was there, because I knew all the people that organized the concerts. I can't help it. Those are my friends, and so we just hung out and met all these people that, just the way life goes. And then you just don't get phased by a lot of things later on in life. And you're like, oh, well, what should I do to me? I'm like, go sit here, go sit there, study this, do that, drink a lot of beer, and hope for the best. So, anyway, hello from the #1 LinkedIn global creator of Beerathons. Wonder who's going to challenge me on that title. I don't think many people will, because I'm just that good. But yeah, I covered some LinkedIn. I finished my platter of cheeses and stuff and whatever, but oh shoot, that exactly is what I want. But anyway, it's empty, so there we go. It's got that little, it's got that little groove on the edge, but it's still spilled over. It's a surprise. And my son discovered the music by, uh, that was a funny thing too, because he comes in when and the Czech Dali Borianda. He's like, oh well, this song reminds me. Has a um, he had a song about a motorcycle driver who was a special effects stunt guy and stuff. And he's like, it reminds me of my friend that passed away in a car accident because he was just dumb and jumped into a car and just tried to be young and stupid and paid the highest price for it. And my son just says, this song reminded me of him. And I says, oh yeah, the song from 1980 something, Dali Borianda. Yeah, he played for me in the 90s at a concert. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, I know the guy because he played for me in a concert. I was organizing an event for 10,000 people, and I needed an act, and we rotated people 3 times a year. We had a different act. I couldn't have the same guy singing every seminar, so I just rotated. And yeah, he was one of the guys. He's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "No, I just know all these people because that's what I've been doing all my life, meeting with musicians." So I was like, "Well, I don't." So he comes up to me like all these people from the past. I'm like, "Yeah, we had beers together. We hung out together. They worked for me." And he's like, "Oh, you should sell that more." I'm like, "Oh, I'll do that in some of the webinars and stuff, but I'm not really. I'm not. It was just part of my life. I don't, I don't know. People get all too hung up about, oh, I met this superstar, I met this. I'm like, no, I meet people all the time. All you got to do is open your mouth, and you'll be surprised who you meet. And my son is meeting people now, and he's discovering how close everyone is, the 3 degrees of separation, whatever it's called, is you're always 3 or 4 contacts away from anybody in the world. So he's having these one-on-one with somebody. He's like, oh yeah, my cousin, he's been doing like 10 years of touring in Iron Maiden with Iron Maiden. I'm like, and there you go. If you ever hang out with this guy someplace, probably Bruce Dickinson's gonna walk in and you're just gonna hang out together that night. And he's like, well, yeah. Well. So if you hang around long enough and you meet the right people and you hang out at the right places, you get to meet anybody you want. It's nothing magical about it. There's nothing. Oh yeah, wow, that's amazing. You get to me. No, you just open your mouth. You talk to people. You connect with people, and you make friends with them. You build the relationships, and then I'm tying it back to my old post this week when I was saying it's like there's nothing magical about it, and it's not like I made a lot of money selling something to these people. I mean, to Dali Borenda, I never sold anything. He worked for me, and so I paid him actually, but it still is my contact, and still I sort of have a relationship with him. I'm not saying we're best friends or nothing, but yeah. And funniest was, and I'm not even going to mention the name, but it was a guy, it was a singer, pretty famous. He had a couple of big hits in Czech Republic, and I know him. I was invited by, I forget if it was by him or by somebody else. I think it was by somebody else, by the agency that said, oh, you come to this Derniera, which is the last of the performance of a musical. It was um, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. It was, I forget the name of it now. And I have it on the tip of my tongue. And, come on, don't be an idiot. But again, I have 4 beers now. Mm, okay, what did I? Evita, concept album Evita, yeah. So the musical Evita. So I go to that musical because somebody from the television station invited me to the last concert because he was the producer of some show that I was working with, and I was also the friend of his and friend of the friend and stuff. And he's like, "I here are tickets to the last performance of Evita," and I'm not a big musical guy, so. And then the this is the funniest story because I got a laugh out of that, like still to this day, because I go to the musical. Again, it was a performance for a couple of thousand people, and there's the lead singer of the show standing giving out autographs to young girls. Oh yeah, he's so cool, you're so great. So he signing, and then they're all talking to him, and he's talking to them, and all nice, and all everything else. Then I'm there with my first wife, and it's back in the '90s again. And I walk in, and I'm sort of closing in on him, and just in the corner of an eye, he notices me, and he was the lead singer of one of the roles in that musical, with all the fans around him. And he saw me, and he's like, he pushed them all aside. He started walking to me, just a no name in the middle of the crowd. He's like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Merkel, oh yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, so we were friends because he played a concert for me, so nobody knew. So, and he was amazed by the energy and the concert that he had. It was awesome for him, and it was a great experience. And he remembers it. And a lot of artists do remember that because they're emotional. And again, this is where I learned all this stuff with emotions and dealing with people. And it's like, yeah, you got to connect with on an emotional level, otherwise you don't count. And so the guy like is walking up to me, and all the girls in this fan club is like looking like, why did he push them aside? And like, who the hell is he walking to? Because nobody knew the hell who I am. But I'm the guy who gave him one of the one of his best performances ever, where he felt the best because musicians they love the feedback, and our crowd of people that we had at our seminars were always very excited. So it was always fun for the musicians to play for my crowd, people that I put them in front of. So for them, it was a very deep feeling and good. And so he walked up to me. He says, "Yeah, how are you doing?" And this and so. So we're friends to this day. He would recognize me, of course. I don't know who he is and stuff. And we met in a lot of different places as well. But just the fact that the fan club is around him, and he pushes him aside and walks up to a no-name guy like me, and so you could see that crowd he left behind. And like, what the hell is he walking to? It's like a guy that he's friends with, nothing else. I, he made some. I helped him make some money. I helped him feel good, and we're friends. That's all it is. That's how you do business. That's how you do business. My son says I'm amazing at telling the stories and tying them back into the original point, but yeah, that's and like when people tell me you don't need to build business, just send a bunch of cold DMs. I've been around for 30 years doing business. Cold DMs are nice. I'm sure they're effective. I'm sure they will work with some people. I just don't work that way. I need that connection. And I know when you make that connection, when you provide somebody with something, a feeling, money, give them an opportunity to have a great experience, you got a friend for life. And they will recommend you, you'll recommend them, and you can do business together. That's the only way I do business. So anybody that advises me on, I could send 4,650 cold emails for you or cold DMs and stuff. No, no. I want to meet the people. I want to get to know them. I want to have a good time with them. I want to get drunk with them. I want to get lost with them in the middle of nowhere, find my way home, and we just want to be friends. That's my whole point. And then we can do business because we then at that point we trust each other. We know each other, we trust each other, and we'll be good. But this cold DM stuff is just I don't do that shit. It's just I just don't. Damn, I'm looking at notifications and I was able to squeeze my beers. I gotta show you that one. Wait a second. This is cool. Share, LinkedIn, and look, join Corel Burger's live audio event. Number one LinkedIn global creator of Beerathons presents Saturday Night Beerathon. We get a lot of beers. Do I get to see the? Oh no, not on this one for some reason. But anyway, so yeah, we get the beers. Should have a little delay, but it still doesn't. Anyway, so on that, stop sharing the screen. And the last refill of the night is coming up. A 3-minute break. We'll be right back after these messages with a closing statement by moi. Sorry about that. Missed it by 30 seconds now. So 5 seconds, I was like, I still gotta go get a beer though. But here we go. Be quiet. I just want to have full foam. So that's about the right head, I would say. Here's at 2 o'clock, 6 minutes left to go until 2, which is exactly 2 hours. 1:59:31 is the time of the stream. But when somebody starts talking to you about building relationships, I'm like, okay, you go send your cold DMs. I'll do business my way. The way I got to meet a lot of people you'll never get to meet by sending cold DMs because there's no emotion at that point. There's no bond. There's no reason for you to go have a beer together. There's no reason for you to end up eating sushi with Dr. Alban at VIP based on a DM, a cold DM. Yeah, there's always that one guy in a million that ends up being the CEO of some other. I read a couple of stories like that. So you should never be afraid to reach out to people. Just not sure if just sending a plain old DM is always the best method, and I feel it's not. So sucks to be them, but hey, with the experiences I lived through, I don't think I need an advice on how to build a relationship, how to get into the VIP with the movie stars. Been there, done that. Do I want to get back in? No. Oh, my son is back. All right. How was the party? I still got 6 beers left to go if you want to join us. How was that? Got a type of reply here. Joining us. See how that comes up, but we'll put that overlay here. So, and here we go. There it is. I'm the #1 global creator of Beerathons on LinkedIn. LinkedIn global creator. How's that? Date and time cannot be changed. You can still edit details of other channels. I don't really want to. I'm good. We're streaming. We're good. But, oh, here we go. I could lay out like this. That's what it is. You can do this one, this one. But this is the one where you can have that running in the side of your thing. But this should be fun. Copy invite link. Here. Message. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, shoot. No, you don't have to go to bed yet. Come on. Come on, don't be a wimp. Have a beer. Come join us. Have fun on the number one LinkedIn Global Creator Beerathons streamcast, livecast, and what else you want to call it? I don't know. Yes, and the big event tomorrow or today is Jakub Menschik, who is 2 weeks younger than my son. He's going to be playing at Miami ATP 100, 1000 ATP event, a final. So, and my son is a very good hockey player. He just never want to really stick with that career, and I'm not really sure that I would be happy with him playing hockey at the pro level because hockey's a little different. Tennis, yeah, you sort of keep your sanity and health, but in hockey, you sort of give up your health to play NHL, and I'm split on that. I would love to see him play for an NHL team, but you know, I'm still a father, so have him play and be brain dead by the age of 40 from like 25,000 concussions that nobody ever discloses. No, let's just build a business together. You can skate, probably be a speed skater if you want, but come on, man. Come on, man. Just a quick hello. Finally, somebody joined the conversation here on his way home, but I'm surprised nobody else showed up. But a bunch of people that usually show up on Saturday nights, but they'll watch us in a rerun, so it's gonna be all good. Now, my power of persuasion. Can I talk him into this? I did that post today about sales, sales, sales. Everything in your life is a sale. And I did want to make the post, and I just, because I wanted to tie into the devil image that I put out on Thursday. And I did have a plan where I'm going to mention this. I forget what it was. It was I forget the name of the film now. Devil's Advocate. I think that's what. Devil's Advocate. Devil's Advocate. Yep. 1997 film by Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. And the funny thing about that film was and the film was about, the father being the devil. You don't know about that and who's the father, who's the mother, and all that. But the point was of the movie, the punchline at the end was everything is a test. And same way, everything in life is a sale. No matter what you do, it's always a sale. Trying to sell this, trying to sell that, you do this, you do that. Everything is a sale. So, but whether you do that through the DMs where you have no emotion, no personality, or whether you do that where you're heading off the David Copperfield show for a week level, it's different types of levels. You can send DMs, or you could be the head of the David Copperfield, but you can only do that if you have a relationship someplace. That person calls you up and says, "Listen, I know I can trust you. Can you help us with David Copperfield show?" I was like, "Sure, I'll do my best." I always do. No matter what, I do. May not be 100% success, but I'll always do my best. And since I'm not that stupid, my best is usually pretty damn good. So, but that's just besides the point. Cheers. You could join us from the outside as well. What's the what's the weather in Bloomington, Illinois? Weather. Right now it's 62 degrees. You could definitely join us at 1:04 a.m. Come on, man. Don't be a wimp. It's gonna hit 35, but right now it's 62. So you could join us from the outside. Just click on the link, hit enter the studio from the link in the messages, and we'll let you in. You can talk to us right from the phone. I tried it too. It works from the browser. But hey, up to you. Up to you. But it would be a cool live insert anyway. And let's see how many people you have coming tomorrow while we're at this. That's me. That's me. That's you. Let's see what that event looks like. And by the way, you should change your banner, my son, into the join me on Sundays. I think we didn't talk about that, but I created the. We didn't talk about that together. I did talk about it on stream today. I created three or four different versions of the banner for you, and we should change it up. And then what we didn't talk about is probably like Thursday or Friday. You should straight out put out um, join me Sunday for my webinar for my review whatever the hell that I do with that. But you should use that on like over the weekend. So especially on a social Saturday, when you do that social Saturday, you should just change that banner into join me on Sunday for my live show. So just saying. Yeah, yeah, just a wimp, I know. So that's why. Oh no, I'm good. Like I said, have a great night. Yeah, well, we're having a great night because we're having a great beers. Ah, getting ready for Kill Switch Engage concert next week, and then tomorrow for the Yakubenchi concert, the tennis concert. And yeah, he's a great discovery. I've discovered him like 2 or 3 years ago when he played is in January of 22, I think. So it's 3 years ago. I discovered Jakub Menchie because he was a finalist in the Australian Open against an American. I was like, dude's good. He's just got a lot of cramps and shit, but he's good. And so now here we are. 3 years later, he's really good. I have no clue I left that blue thing here, but he's got 78 attendees. David Oranchuk, and 78. So 79 people come into tomorrow's event for my son. And I think I have that added to the calendar. Let's see. Yep, I do have that in my calendar. And what I will do is I will share that in the comments here too. Just change the banner now. All right, cool. It's not that have a good night. Come on, man. Just come with us. Be with the cool kids. Come on. No peer pressure. Just be with the cool kids. But you're not cool unless you're on a Saturday Night Live Beerathon with the number one LinkedIn creator of Beerathons. I mean, come on. Well, the cool kids are on a #1 LinkedIn creators Beerathon. Copy link. And I'm going to, no, I can't do it from here. I can only do it there, but I'll do it manually from my thing. So if anybody shows up here, they can just go ahead. The White House. The heck was that? The White House. Wait a second. We will find you and we will kill you. Oh, we could get really into politics. But let's see. Taking B. I'm not sure what that means. This is an actual tweet from the official account of the White House. How is this acceptable behavior? Oh no, wait, I got it. Sorry, I did. I don't want to fight politics too much, but I will do the following. Let's see, duplicate, and I will put that link to my son's event here. Mm. Yeah, we hear ourselves, but I don't. Anyway, so shut myself up. I'm gonna share LinkedIn feed, share. Kathy Gillory, fractional CMO, pet care and animal health. She's an expert on international politics. 150 locations, 50 accounts, and blah, blah, blah. This is an actual tweet. This is an actual tweet from the official account of the White House. How is this acceptable behavior? I really want someone to explain this to me like I'm in the kindergarten. Well, Kathy Gillory, let me explain that to you. When de Agua are coming to the US killing people. So, if you kill anybody from my family, we will find you. We will hunt you down. And if you don't want to go to the ugly jails and you're going to try to kill us, we will strike back. This is not meant against anybody who's going to work and paying his taxes, not paying his taxes, but this is meant against the evil people that are entering illegally into other countries and taking over, which is called an invading force otherwise. And yes, if you try to disrupt our way of life with your gangster behavior, just like many other gangsters in US history have tried, they usually died. I know how they took it out of context. That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm exactly talking about now. It's not about people that go to work and just pay or not pay their taxes. It's about people that come to this country and kill our people here in this country, Kathy. So if somebody points a gun at you, what are you going to say? Oh, just kill me? No. The government is here to find those SMFs and hunt them down and protect you, Kathy, if you're even from America. Because if you're not, then it's kind of like you're from Portland, Maine. Yes, they will protect you so you can keep taking care of the pets by killing the ones that try to kill you, like they killed many other people. But anyway, so that's enough of sharing, Kathy, and thank you for your input and bye. So that's my political window. And yes, the Houthis from Yemen is the same thing. But no, and then they fired 127 rockets at European and American merchant ships, and including warships. And if you fire 127 rockets, you might want to consider the fact that someone might actually fire back at you and kill you. Oh, what a novel idea. You try to kill hundreds of people, and then the people will fire back and kill you. How is this even acceptable? Because I don't want to get killed by an idiot that is invading my country. So anyway, so that's the thing. But yes, let's look at my son's banner and I'm just gonna leave Kathy alone because there's no point of talking to people like that. Bridget Sheminsky, I don't agree with this tweet at all, but not including the context of the quote. Tweet is not helping our case at all. Whose case? What the hell are you talking about? And I'm leaving this thing because I just don't care. What a wonderful thread. No, I don't see you changing it. Let's see if I hit refresh. Maybe take it from Cage. Yes, watch my live stream every Sunday. Cool. Q&As. Yep, that's it. And that's what I'm talking about. So like, let's see if my son's. That's my point. I know what it was about. I know it was about hunting down terrorists, but people love to take things out of context and just talk BS. But anyway, um, I will go back to showing my son's things. I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm not sure if I showed that before now or not. But this is what my son's. So I said use 4 different banners, a couple of them, and there you go. Let's see what it looks like on the big screen. I'm just wondering. So I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds and maybe have another beer. I said this is gonna be my last one, but I have 2 6-packs of half-liter beers, so I may still do another one just to finish the first 6-pack. How's that go, by? And let's see if. Yeah, you see that. Watch my live stream every Sunday. When you get a couple of 4 or 5 different batters, you can basically just go into to it and just change it. I mean, who the hell cares? As long as the banners are sort of related, you know, you're good. So, should I finish this 6 beer on live on the air or should I not? I think not. I think we're good. And did a little politics at the end, but I really don't want to anymore of anything. Holly Croshaw, you're wise, bro. Anyway, Yeah, have a good night. We're gonna be enjoying Greensboro and beer, and I'll be talking to you all during the week, next week, and later, and so on. And so, thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your patience. Sorry we didn't see Freya today. Sorry we didn't see a bunch of other people that sometimes do post here on Saturday nights. I did start a little bit later, but hey, can't catch them all. But you can always watch this on a rerun, ask me questions. Then you get into LinkedIn profile makeovers. That's life. But we partied on. Got 5 different beers. Gonna get another one after I go off the air. Happy Sunday. Enjoy. Thank you.